Welcome back to Richness. It's your man, JCP, and as always, I am super excited to be back in front of the camera. This week I want to talk to you about time. You see, I have a video on my channel, and it's called No Time to Waste in 2020, where I kind of break down how I see time and my ideology behind time. But relative to today, okay, because your man is turning 31 in a few months, I'm taking time to reflect. Let me take you out to the intro. See you back here in a minute. Okay, so one thing you notice a lot about me is I do a lot of reflecting, okay? As busy as I am a businessman, family man, entrepreneur, this, that, and the third, I need time to reflect on my past decisions and my past experiences to make sure that I am creating or making different decisions and creating new experiences, not just like cycling the same stuff over and over again, right? To make sure there's growth, I reflect, okay? To make sure I grow, I reflect. So the main point of my last video was breaking down these quarters of life. We have 120 years. That means you have, again, 4 quarters, right? You have 0 to 30, 30 to 60, 60 to 90, 90 to 120, okay? And now, let's make this very fast and simple. 90 to 120, I don't know what life will be like as a 90-year-old. I'm looking forward to it, don't get me wrong. But what I can do now physically versus what I can do now or do when I'm 90 are probably going to be night and day, right? 60. So now you have that's your last quarter. I'm looking forward to it, but 90 to 120, I don't know what my physical health would be. Okay, now we have 60 to 90. Again, I'm looking forward to being 60 to 90 years old. I just don't know, how much youth or energy. I just don't know where it's going to be at, how I'm going to look. There's a lot of things that could happen. I'm not, really excited about my physical self from 60 to 90, meaning, 75, 85 years old. I just don't know what that's gonna be like. But what I do know, okay, is that from 0 to 30, I'm 30 years old today, 0 to 30, I cannot go back to this quarter. This quarter is gone. Life, quarter, gone. I have 3 left. And the next quarter is quarter number 2, okay? And that is 30 to 60 years old. Yeah, so the way I'm looking at these quarters right now, 90 to 120, I don't know. 60 to 90, I don't know. But damn, 30 to 60, I better tear this up. I better live, I better enjoy myself, I better build. There's so much things that I want to do in this second quarter of my life. And for me, it's really looking back at what have I established, what I built, what I've acquired, what I've accomplished, and who I became in the first quarter of my life, and now taking it all in to kind of shoot myself and propel myself in a whole new direction for the second quarter of my life. And this means a lot to me when I just think about my time on this earth and what I can build, what I can do, who I can become, what I could accomplish, what I could acquire, and what kind of experiences I could have, okay? Now that's just me. With that being said, let's take this off of me, okay? Let's make this relative to you. Where are you at in your quarters? Maybe you're coming into quarter number 2. Okay, maybe you're somewhere in your 20s, 25, 26, 27. You're wrapping up quarter number 1. Well, listen, this is what I'm going to say to you right now. Hustle, grind, build, get yourself in a situation where if you're living in America, that you are financially independent, okay? Use the rest of your time in quarter number 1 to make sure that when quarter number 2 starts, you're in position to enjoy, to be present, and to experience, and to fill that second quarter of your life with abundance of positive and all different types of experiences. That's how I kind of see things. Now, if you happen to be already in your second quarter, so maybe you're above 30, right? You're 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Understand that the first quarter of life, it's almost like it doesn't belong to you. What I mean is, you're born, right? Quarter number 1, you're born. You're 1, you're 2, 3, 4, 5. At which point are you truly an independent individual, taking care of yourself and providing for yourself? For most of Americans, or these days, millennials, we're talking like somewhere in the late 20s, but let's just say, 18, 19, 21 years old, by the time you're 22, you're independent. Okay, from 22 years old, you're independent. Hopefully, you have an education, and hopefully you have a decent income, but for the most part, the way the world is working right now, a lot of us, especially these millennials, is from 22 to 30, you are literally trying to establish yourself. You're trying to have that nice car or that nice house or that nice job, or you're trying to build a family, having a kid, looking for a wife, whatever it may be. There's a lot of just groundwork you have to get established by the time you're 30. And it's not to put timelines and time limits on things, but if you're already 35 and you don't have or you're not where you want to be in your second quarter, just realize that the first quarter of your life, you really only had about 5 to 10 years to really, get yourself independent and get yourself in a position that you want to be in. And if you're not aware of that time that's lapsing, yeah, you could be 35 right now and not have your second quarter ready to flourish, which is okay, because again, the way it works is that first quarter, it's not really you. You're really kind of new to this world and to this earth and to this economy and trying to figure things out. So, don't beat yourself about it. Just realize that in 1,000 days, in just 1,000 days with 3 or 4 good habits can change your life completely. So do the math. 1,000 days is roughly 3 years, okay? If you have 3 years of consistent daily habits that are conducive to your success, you can turn your life around and build the life you want just like that. But it all comes with you having that mindset, okay, of what can I build, what can I accomplish, and who can I become in the next 1,000 days. And all that would become a product of, and all that would be a result of your daily habits, okay? I was talking to a good friend of mine a couple days ago, my brother, and I told him, I said, listen, at the end of the day, we all walk around and we all are a product of our daily habits. That's all we all are, is a product of our daily habits. So 3 years from now, 1,000 days from now, that exact situation, that exact result would be a result of your daily habits from now over the next 1,000 days. So what are those? Okay? So to wrap it up really quickly, okay? If you're in your first quarter of your life, make sure you're focused on when I turn 31 or when I turn 30, this is what it's going to be. Okay, it's preparing yourself. It's taking yourself from now to say, okay, I have a goal to where I want my life to be like at this point in time. Let me make sure that I have my ducks in a row so when that time comes, I can actually live the life that I want to live, right? Now, that doesn't really happen the way you want it to happen when you're 19, 18, and 20, and 22. But when you actually live a little bit and you experience a little bit and you're coming into 30, it's like, okay, let me get my shit together, because when I was 18, I didn't understand it. But now that I'm 29, I can understand where I need to be when I'm 31, whatever it may be. But if you're already in your second quarter, don't, get down on yourself about where you're at, because chances are you most likely didn't even think about life in quarters. Like, oh, I just passed quarter number 1. I'm in quarter number 2 right now. I got quarter number 3 and 4. Like, none of this shit is promised, right? So you don't really have quarter 3 or 4. But you definitely should have looked forward to the quarter you're in right now. Just think about, the person you can become, the life you can build, and what you can acquire, what you can achieve, and what you can experience if you implemented just 3 successful habits that you did every single day for the next 1,000 days, all right? When you think of just time and somewhat being a little bit limited, you move different and you spend your time different. And you give your time and energy to different situations and different people at different time and places because you actually value your time. So this was just a quick video on my ideology behind time and how I break time into these quarters. And it just makes you realize that there's not a lot of time to waste, right? So make sure you're spending your time doing things that are conducive to your future success and spend your time with people that you love. My brother, my sister, as always, this is a wide open invitation. Let's grow together. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in next week's video.